Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're doing well. I know a lot of you guys live in a place, an area where you have access to a lot of great fragrances. I mean, niche stores, indie stores, or just really big department stores that carry just about anything you could possibly want to smell. But then there are people who live in areas like me, where it's not much. Yeah, just the most mainstream of the mainstream. I mean, that's about it. And with that in mind, I wanted to cover 10 fragrances that you can find at your local mall that are really good, even if it's a mall like mine, which, you know, it's still going. It's still putting in work. It's still going strong. It's just as far as being like a bastion for fragrances, it ain't that. All the stuff that I talked to you guys about here today is going to be linked in the description. So do keep in mind that I'm making this list around that idea, that it's, you know, a mall anywhere just about. Because there are malls out there that are sick, that have tons of fragrances, all kinds of niche stuff, all kinds of lesser known designer brands. But for a lot of people out there like myself, that is not the situation. So we're going for that type of mall, not like the Mall of America type of mall. That would just be cheating. At that point, I could pick literally anything I want. All the fragrances I talked to you guys about are gonna be linked in the description. Feel free to check them out down there or wherever it is, should YouTube decide to change the description again. Let's go ahead and jump into it. And we're gonna start it off with the cheapie, even at full retail. Polo 67, the new one from Ralph Lauren. Now, like I said, even at full retail, this is not that expensive, but if you're wanting to save money, any of the things that I talked to you about, you should probably buy at a discounter. They're gonna be cheaper there. But I would be a liar if I said sometimes, you know, I just wanna get it right now and we'll pay more to do so. So if that's you, more power to you. So like I said, Polo 67, a newer fragrance. This one you can get for under $100 full retail. That's gonna be a little bit of a smaller size bottle than this one, but even this one right here is just barely over $100. And this stuff is great. I mean, it's really fresh, it's versatile, it's a compliment puller, it's easy wearing. It's a little bit similar to YSL's Myself, but this has more fruit off the top. One of the main notes in there is gonna be pineapple. It also has citrus, sage, juniper, and a little bit of a woodiness as it dries down. Now, when I say pineapple, I know a lot of people think, oh, Aventus. It's like Aventus. It's not. This is a fragrance that has grown on me a ton after I got it in. I just wanted to wear it over and over again. Like I said, very easy to wear, versatile, compliment pulling. For the price, it's a steal. So we'll start it off. We'll start it off with Polo 67. From there, let's go to something better for cooler weather, more of like a sexy date night type scent. And there are actually a few to choose from. I will go first with this one, the Most Wanted from Azzaro, which has actually blown up as far as Azzaro fragrances go. I know most people know Azzaro, but Azzaro is not as well known as something like Armani, Versace, or something like that. So it's one of those brands that, yeah, you expect to do okay as far as sales, but you don't necessarily expect it to compete with the big dogs. But this one does. No breakdown's real simple. Cardamom, toffee, amberwood. That's pretty much it. And it's a little bit in the style of fragrances like Stronger With You, you know, warm, sweet, sexy, a little bit gourmand. Solid performance, lasts a long time, projects really well, so it's gonna get you noticed. Like I said, date nights, fall, wintertime, this stuff is killer. And this is not just a great fragrance you can find at a mall. This is a great fragrance, period, hard stop. A lot of times at discounters, I know I mentioned discounters before, but a lot of times at discounters, this stuff is even sold out because there's a big demand for it. And if you can get it for a little bit less, like I said before, it's a pretty good idea. But everybody has the same idea, so it's sold out. Not always, just with some frequency. One of the best fragrances on the market in this style, the Most Wanted is a must-own. After the Most Wanted, a fragrance that gets heaped with praise, let's go to one that gets hated on, Gucci Guilty. And this is the original Guilty, still a best-selling fragrance, still really popular. And like I said, it gets hated on a lot by people within the fragrance community. But this stuff works, it smells good, it's another one that's super versatile, it's a compliment puller. And with fragrances like myself and Polo 67 getting really popular, Gucci Guilty fits right in with those. The fragrance has lavender, some white florals, lemon, and a little bit of a woodiness as well as it dries down. Really clean. Some people might say reminiscent of clean laundry. Again, kind of in that wheelhouse. It's a big compliment puller. Once again, very addictive, magnetic. The type of scent you can wear pretty much anywhere. You can wear this to the office. You can wear this casually on a date. It does it all. Performance is okay for a fresher type of scent. It's not amazing, but it gets the job done. And like I said, pretty much ever since this came out in the fragrance community, people dumped on it, but in the real world, this crushes. So if you're after something clean, sweet, something that still works just as well today as when it first came out, check out Guilty. Yes, maybe you could say it's a little bit simple in a way, but if you want something you can just grab spray and go, that'll do it. Let's change gears a little bit, go with this one, Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir. Also, I'd say the original Bad Boy Cobalt, that one, also very nice. And if you're just looking for like the most versatile one, that would be the original Cobalt. It's more versatile than this. And for a lot of people, it'd probably be a bigger compliment puller than this one. This one is a little bit in the style of like Invictus Victory Elixir with the vanilla, because it's got a good amount of vanilla here, and also truffle, which sounds weird. I know it sounds weird. Mushrooms, truffle, like that doesn't make any sense in a fragrance, but it just gives this little bit of a richness, a little bit of like a dark edge. It's bold, but then it still has that nice sweetness from the vanilla, which keeps it wearable. I like it. I think it's unique while still being familiar to other things out there. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but when you smell this, the way the truffle is in there, like I said, it gives it a unique edge, but it still has those other aspects that are gonna remind you of other easier going fragrances. This one is gonna be more situated for fall and winter, more of an evening scent, date night fragrance. It is a compliment puller, it's sexy. Like I said, if you're looking for just absolute versatility year round, go with the original Bad Boy Cobalt. Otherwise, check this one out. Then we're gonna go with an Armani, because you gotta go with an Armani, and I've got right here Acqua di Gio Parfum. So this is a little bit reminiscent of Profumo, Acqua di Gio Profumo, which is discontinued now, goes for stupid prices online. Don't gotta pay those prices anymore. You can just get this and it'll get you close enough. It's also got a nice magnetic cap. Gotta give it an extra point for that. Any of these got a magnetic cap? Nope, this doesn't even have a cap. To be fair, I don't know that a magnetic anything would make sense on the lightning bolt, but whatever. So obviously Acqua di Gio Parfum is gonna work pretty much whenever you want. Honestly, year round, daytime, nighttime, doesn't matter. The incense that's in here really adds to the fragrance, gives it a more masculine edge, especially compared to the original Acqua di Gio Eau de Toilette. Good performance with this one. Like I said, beautiful presentation, not just the magnetic cap, the bottle itself looks really nice. My personal favorite is Acqua di Gio Profundo Eau de Parfum. But I think my next one down is this one. And honestly, you can't go wrong with either one of those. And truthfully, just Acqua di Gio in general. The whole line, you should try it out. I'm not saying like buy the whole line, but check them out, see which one works best for you. Because for one person, it might be this one. For another, it could be Profundo or even Profundo Parfum. Could be the Eau de Parfum or the original Eau de Toilette. So check them out, give them some wear, sample them, see which one works best for you. There's a reason that ever since the original Acqua di Gio dropped, that it's been towards the top of best-selling men's fragrances every single year, and that's because the fragrances just work. Because most people are after something they can wear about all the time, versatility, with pretty good performance, you know, nice projection, nice longevity, and they get compliments, they get attention. The Acqua di Gio line gets that done, especially for fresh fragrances. The performance is not too bad, especially if we're talking Profundo or this one. All right, after that, we got a Dior, and it is Sauvage Elixir. Now, if you're just looking, again, for maximum versatility, then probably, if you're looking Sauvage, you'd go Eau de Toilette or Eau de Parfum. But if you want what I think is the best Sauvage, that would be this one. Sauvage Elixir just smells high quality, high class, very masculine. It does have a little bit of a throwback feel to it. So a modern take on a throwback style fragrance, but the performance is banging. It lasts forever. It projects like a monster. The issue with that is if you wear that like in the middle of summer or something, it's not gonna smell right, okay? It's gonna smell off. I've smelled people wear it in summer, and actually on some people it smelled okay, other people it did not. Like a couple dudes had it on just way too strong, and it was kind of gross in the middle of summer. And then another guy had it on, and caught just a little whiff, smelled okay. But for the most part, you shouldn't wear it in summer unless you know what you're doing and you don't spray too much. It doesn't smell like the other Sauvage fragrances, for better or worse. For some people, that's a good thing. Other people, they're like, oh man, I wish it kind of did. And I think this is one of the best Elixir flankers out there. This is one of the best of the best. There's also a new flanker called Sauvage Eau Forte, which you might see if you go to a mall and you're checking out the Sauvages. I think for the price point, that's not really a good buy. There are so many other fresh fragrances that are better. It just has weak performance. It smells kind of flat. It doesn't really have an attention-grabbing nature to it. Like the opening doesn't grab your attention is what I mean to say. It leaves your skin sticky where you spray it, has white globs where you spray it. It's based off water instead of alcohol. So I'd stay away from that one. After that, let's talk about this one, 1 Million Lucky. Now, this one can sometimes be a little bit more difficult to find in some stores than most all the other ones. It still is in stores. It's just sometimes, depending on where you're shopping, when you look at the Paco Rabanne fragrances, the 1 Million fragrances, they'll have the original, they'll have Elixir, they'll have sometimes Royal, but not this one. But you can still find it without too much trouble. This one full retail, 120 bucks for 100 ml size bottle. Pretty good price, I feel like. And this one is a great year-round scent. Really super appealing, grabs attention right away. Hazelnut, plum, ozonic notes in there off the top and in the mid. So you have this nuttiness, which actually smells way better than that might sound, with a touch of honey, nice sweetness in there, a little bit of a deeper fruitiness from the plum, but there's also citrus in there as well. And then, like I said, ozonic notes, very airy at the same time. As it dries down, it maintains that warmth, maintains that sweetness. Really wonderful transitional fragrance between seasons and also day to night. Doesn't really smell like any of the other 1 Millions, but doesn't matter. It's awesome. Let's go Armani again, this time Code Odo Parfum. So I said before that Acqua di Gio Parfum over here smells kind of like Profumo. Acqua di Gio Profumo. This Armani Code Odo Parfum smells like Armani Code Profumo. So basically Armani taking discontinued fragrances that are named Profumo and bringing them back. Now you do have to keep in mind when I say Armani Code Odo Parfum, I'm talking about this one. Has to come in this bottle style. If you get the previous iteration of Armani Code Odo Parfum, that smells totally different. So as I said, this smells like Profumo, which was unfortunately discontinued. It has a really pleasant, sparkling opening, sparkling sweet, reminiscent of a carbonated soda. Smells absolutely amazing. And Code Profumo, which again, this smells very similar to, smelled amazing. Code Profumo was one of the best codes ever. So it makes sense that they would bring it back in some way, shape, or form, even if the name is different and the bottle's different. So absolutely check this one out, especially if you missed out on Profumo, or also if you didn't miss out on Profumo, but you just really liked it. Oh, and one quick thing, just really quickly. Hundreds of bottles out of nowhere, a fragrance that's been very difficult to find. All of a sudden, all kinds of new, brand new accounts on eBay have hundreds of bottles, and hundreds of you out there are buying them for 50 bucks. I'm gonna place a couple orders myself, so we'll see. We'll see, but I got a sneaking suspicion those are, what do we call it? Fake, yeah.
Fake.
And I know there's gonna be at least a couple of you out there who probably did buy those, who are like, no, I bought it, and it's not fake, for sure. I don't know, man. Those same sellers are selling brand new Angel Share, also for 50 bucks, among many other fragrances that should be priced much higher. If it's too good of a deal, it's probably because they're ripping you off. There are not all kinds of brand new sellers on eBay, guys, who are going like, ha, man, I could sell this pretty easy for 150, 200 bucks, but I'm a nice guy. Sell it for 50, maybe 40. I don't mind that I'm losing out on hundreds of dollars with every bottle sold. I'm just a nice guy. That's not happening. They're ripping you off. Fakes have gotten better looking, I will say that, but I would just say be careful, guys. If you see something on there with somebody who's got iffy seller ratings, or it's a new account and they're selling something that should be very difficult to find, that should be expensive, and they have hundreds of bottles that they're selling for, you know, a third or a fourth or a fifth of the price of what it should be, that's a lot of red flags, guys. At some point, you gotta, you know, wise up a little bit. Don't get taken advantage of by these scumbags. Now I'm gonna be a moron and I'm gonna have to go buy this stuff just so I can make a video on it and be like, see, these are fakes. Let me show you what to look for. Or I'll look like an even bigger moron and I'll get them in and they'll be real and I'll be like, dang, I should have bought more. We'll see. Next fragrance, Aeros Flame. This is another situation kind of similar to the Aqua de Jo one, where I think just check out Aeros. Check them out. Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Parfum Flame. See what works best for you. And actually, Energy is coming out real soon. So Versace Aeros Energy is gonna hit those stores any day now. I had actually heard that Energy was supposed to already be out, but that they were having trouble like nailing down the face of the fragrance and everything. And they finally got it nailed down. And it's Channing Tatum. If you saw Deadpool, you know what I'm talking about. On initial launch, I was kind of like, you know, half and half on it. So Aeros Flame, this stuff, again, super versatile. Big compliment puller. Love the way this stuff smells. Grew on me a ton. Great freshness, a little aromatic, a little green sweetness around the edge, vanilla in there as well. Quinoto, one of the notes that helps set this apart from the other Aeros fragrances. Honestly, the Aeros line is a line in general also that's just grown on me, not just Flame. I had Eau de Toilette when it was brand new, and I would wear that to the office with some regularity. And when I very first got Aeros, the very first one, I was like, yeah, it's okay. But then the more I wore it, the more I liked it. Same thing happened with this. And then with the Eau de Parfum and Parfum, those I pretty much just right away was into it. So Aeros Energy, new one, I'm looking forward to that more than I think any fragrance that's come out this year. If that lets me down, I'm gonna be so bummed. Aeros Flame. Last but not least, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. And I also want to say really quickly, I mentioned before myself, that would be great. Also, why? Whether we're talking Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Le Parfum. Bleu de Chanel Parfum is so classy, elegant, well done, but being a blue fragrance, you can also wear it just whenever you want, and it's gonna work at any of those places, any of those times. So casually, yeah, it fits, it works. More formal occasions, yeah, it works. It works everywhere. Also, the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, those would be great pickups, great purchases. So I've said this like a million times, but smell them all. It is gonna be a bit pricey, but it's a Chanel. And at the end of the day, you're paying for that name as well as the fragrance. So Bleu de Chanel Parfum, gotta go with that one. Stuff is just absolutely fantastic. And there are some fragrances that you can find at your mall, even if you live in BFE, that are gonna smell sick. Said that weird. BFE. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.